Okay, my lovely friends, here we are on this Friday, June 26, 2020. This is my post-market wrap-up. I have a lot to talk about here, so sit back, take a deep breath. And let's start off with the basics. Kind of an ugly day, on Wall Street here. Stocks got walloped. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 2.84%, roughly 730 points. 2.5% for the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Okay. So we're going to talk about the real driver here. What's going on and what needs to be done about it. It's pretty straightforward. Let's talk about a few other assets here. Cryptocurrencies did fall into some pressure here. Gold and silver caught a little bit of a bid here. Crude oil down. You know that won't last, period, the end. As a matter of fact, what I would be looking for right about now is some kind of false flag event to occur in the Middle East. In case you haven't noticed, there's virtually no other news than COVID-19. It's all about the virus. It's everywhere. And of course, the vaccine. These two things are everywhere, and you can't escape it. It's pretty over the freaking top, if you ask me. Again, no other news whatsoever. It's all about the virus. You must keep focused on that virus so you get distracted from anything else that may be going on here, and that's kind of what's happening here to a certain degree. So going back to the markets here, watch for that false flag, Middle East, something or other that's going to prop up crude oil. It happens every time. Gold and silver recovered. They got a bit higher. The dollar was flat. 10-year yield, 0.64. Okay, that's a sign of a little fear. But because there was no big jump here in the dollar, despite the market falling substantially, okay, let's see how this plays out here. I mean, they have everyone panicking. I think what's going to happen here right now is you're going to get a lot of traders closing long positions. This will put a bottom in, and then all of a sudden, we're going to see this turnaround. It happens every single time when they get in on either end of the market. And I think the potential for stocks to gain is still high. Unless something dramatic happens. Something dramatic needs to happen, and we are going to talk about that as well. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's talk about that right here and right now. What was the big driver today with regard to the stock market sell-off? I'd be willing to bet you would say it's the virus. Well, you would be wrong. What happened today, okay, and this is repetitive. It's been going on for a while, but it's getting kind of stupid. China is threatening yet again to pull out of the phase 1 deal. The market hates this. You know that. This is why the narrative has been maintained. It's intact. It's good. We're waiting for China to fulfill their end of the bargain. It's becoming some kind of a joke, honestly. And this is where something dramatic needs to happen. This isn't the first time that China has threatened to pull out of the deal. And every time China threatens to pull out of the deal, the market gets hit. Look, what needs to happen here right now is the President of the United States, Donald Trump, needs to say, okay, fine. You want out of the deal? You got it. Let's start over. Why will he not say it? The man is terrified that the stock market will take a hit. It takes a hit anyway. Like today, China threatens to back out of the deal, stocks fall. It's not the virus that's pressuring this market. It is China pulling the strings. The President of the United States has a major opportunity here, okay? And if he doesn't play it right, he's played it completely wrong. And it's a shame. But every moment in time is a new moment to turn everything all around. And the president has an opportunity here. I am sincerely hoping, Mr. President, that either you or someone you know is watching this video blog, because you gotta stop letting China pull the strings here. China wants out of the deal, Mr. President. They keep threatening over and over and over. Good. Tell them it's over, like Peter Navarro just said. Peter Navarro was admitting the truth there. It's over. You, Mr. President, need to face up to the fact that we need to start over. It doesn't mean you have to admit failure. Look, you tried. All right. You said this was a phase 1 deal. You said China wasn't keeping up with their end of the bargain, over and over again. Now is your chance. I do realize, as a market participant, as a guy who trades this market every day, that the stock market will take a hit, but it's going to take a hit anyway. And I also believe, Mr. President, that if you would back out of this deal, just say it's over, China will get shook by that because they're not expecting you to do it. You understand? Take China by surprise. Take them by storm. Say, good, you want out? You're out. Let's see how their economy responds to that. Okay, they're not going to like it. Their economy, their people, they love the fact that you are being puppetized by Xi, whatever his name is over there, Mr. President. Stop it today. Get on TV in the Oval Office and say, you know what, China wants out. Good, they're out. Let's watch the stock market tumble, but let's watch it make a quick rebound, Mr. President. If we are told by you this time we'll get a real deal, and I believe a real deal is attainable. I really do. You just have gone about it the wrong way, and you're letting China pull the strings. Stop. It doesn't look good for you. It doesn't look good for the country. And I'll tell you something else, Mr. President. I sincerely believed, with all I got, that you would win the next election. If you don't do this or something dramatic, you're done. You will lose, unless, of course, you're being set up to lose. Or unless you want to lose. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. President, here? You understand? I really hope you take a little... I've offered my advice to you, Mr. President. Take it or leave it, 100% for free. Okay? Ask anyone that follows my work. For the most part, I get it right. Okay? And I'm telling you, I know I am right here, Mr. President. And I think everyone watching right now would agree. We all know the deal isn't real, Mr. President. Let China have their out. Give it to them. I guarantee you they will not be happy if you say it's over. Let's see what happens over there, okay? You got to do something with this. It's stupid, and that's why stocks are getting hit, Mr. President. You know that. You tout the market. You love the market. You watch it all the time, Mr. President. Maybe you should have been a trader, okay? But sincerely, take action now. Show some strength here against China, and you'll probably turn this around. If you don't do it, you will lose the next selection. Okay, we'll call it that. People, look, that's really what's going on here. It isn't this coronavirus weighing on the market. Although, they're shutting everything down again, as you know. So, of course, there's something here. But, with this constant threat by China, if you do this, Mr. President, you know what? We're going to back out of the phase 1 deal. The market doesn't like it. And it just makes you look weak. I don't want you to look weak. I don't think anyone that supports your work at all, or even people that are against you, want you to look weak. This is not about a presidency. This is about our country. Okay? And we are in dire, dire straits. I think you know that already, Mr. President, and you're surrounded by imbeciles. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on here, but something needs to change, and it needs to change now. So anyway, with regard to this market, look for something to happen to prop up crude oil. This is, what I think, or I think at least how it's going to play out here. If they start to float out some stories here on China, the trade deal, all of a sudden we're talking again. We've agreed to talk. We've agreed to agree. Whatever. I'm going to laugh so hard over this weekend. I don't even know if I'll recover. You won't be able to get me off the floor. because we've heard it over and over and freaking over again. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the killer giant frogs? I'm not making this up. The killer giant toads that kill dogs. I'm not making it up. Look it up for yourself. I posted a link to this story. They're making you afraid of frogs now. People are gonna, go out and kill frogs, I suppose. I don't know. But again, it's the dust cloud. It's aliens. I'm still wearing my alien green here. Whatever they got to do to keep you afraid. But the truth is, you really should be afraid of what's happening to our country, to our nation. We are so going in the wrong direction at this particular time. It's not even funny. And it's not about a president. It's about we, the people, of a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Stop getting polarized. It's one party. One party. You understand? I hope you get it, and I think you do. People are starting to see this charade get exposed for what it is. You understand? Now look, I think we all get it. I don't even know if I should go on anymore about this whole thing. But anyway, that's the story. That's where we are at. I want to hear from you. Do you believe it's time for the president to lead with regard to, and I'm not putting him down, I'm being honest. I say don't get all uppity with me, okay? Do you think we should allow China to continue to pull the strings here? What would you do if you were the president of the United States and China keeps threatening and threatening and threatening and threatening? We're going to back out. We're going to leave. We're going to do this. Wouldn't you finally say, good, you're out of here? All right, you're fired. The president used to like to say that in that show he used to run, whatever the heck it was. I never watched it. But come on now, President, fire them. All right, Mr. President, take the initiative and do something. Let the market take a hit. I know that's what you're afraid of. We all know. Believe me, it's no secret. It's no secret that the market is all you care about. Okay, but it's time to start caring about America. Not the stock market, not the 1%ers, not the rich. It's time to think about our country. You want to really make America great again, Mr. President, and you'll get a lot of people to back you up? Call China, okay? Call them out. Call them out here and tell them, really? All right. I think it's a bluff. China does not want this deal to end. I think if the president would say, not only I raise you here, you're out. Let's see what they do. They won't like it. I think that's pretty obvious. Anyway, all right, people, look, it's Friday. I'm going to leave you off with a little story. I forgot to do this yesterday. I was going to leave you off with this story, but I'm going to tell you what happened to me. Just, it's completely not market related, so if you want to turn this off, you could. But so yesterday, I'm driving my Camaro. I have a 68 Camaro Super Sport. If you want to see it in action where I lay a little rubber, I'm going to put a link to a video I did in the description of this video. So yesterday, I jump in the car. I'm cruising around my neighborhood and, just to go out for a nice drive here. So I'm driving right over here on Russell Road. For those of you that maybe live out here in Vegas, Russell Road and 215. I see in the rearview mirror a newer Hemi Challenger. This guy zigzagging out of traffic is behind me, and I'm like, is he coming after me? I bet he is, or maybe he wants to look at the car. I have no idea. So I'm cruising along, and I'm watching him, and he's right on my bumper, and I mean on my bumper. My dog's barking. Anyway, so that kind of pissed me off a little bit. So, so I goose it, and I pull up ahead. All of a sudden, there's a light in front of me. Guess what? He comes around right next to me. We're sitting next to each other at the light. I'm like, good. Let's see. This was my first street race in this Camaro since I got it. So I'm sitting here. I look over. I didn't get a good look at the guy, but it was a beautiful car. It was a blue, newer Hemi Challenger. So I'm sitting there. So I've been practicing launching the car. So I'm over there. I rev the engine until I around, 2,000, 2,500. Light turns green, and I give it some gas, and I punch this thing to the floor. All right, this thing took off like a freaking rocket ship. By the time till I got to the top of first gear, it went into second. He was nowhere to be seen. All right, he got annihilated, and he initiated it. I didn't do it. I'm minding my own freaking business. By the way, I just bought a nitrous system for this. Once I get the nitrous system in the car, I will make a video about it. Anyway, with that said, look, you're all my friends. I like to share these little stories with you from time to time. Again, if you want to see the car, I did a little video when I did a review on the Hoosier tires I just put on it. I will place a link in the description of this video. This guy loves all of you. That's the truth. Anyway, people, let's do this together. I know you know what I'm going to do. Love each other, care about each other, and be charitable. I'll see all of you on Sunday for my markets to look ahead. It's going to be all kinds of fun.